Oh, crisp.
Okay, welcome everybody to the second full episode of TGTT. Today, first of all, there are only a few of us here. There's only 4 of us, so there's Suede.
Hi, Suede.
Every time.
Daniela, and I'm sick, so sorry, y'all.
Carol.
And Arisha.
So, we don't have all of our members here today, and this is how it's going to be like for a lot of the episodes, because, once again, we're a lot of people, and it's not going to be possible to have all of us all the time. But a lot of people are really sick today, so just be praying for them, y'all. Amy has the flu.
Daniela here is also sick.
Yeah.
Daniela here is also sick. Melanie's feeling sick. It's just a big bundle of sick.
Yeah.
So we love allergy season.
But the ones that can be here are here because we love you so much.
We love you so much. We're dedicated.
Honestly.
Okay, so today, basically all day, all this morning, for the past... Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry, Daniela's dying.
Daniela's just over here dying. I'm so sorry. But basically, for like the past, how long has it been? Like the past 2 hours, we have been sitting in the office looking at classes for dual enrollment, because we're all dual enrollment kids. And first of all, it's so freaking stressful.
Explain what is dual enrollment.
Okay, dual enrollment basically, so we're in high school, as we know, but we
Okay, so basically it's high schoolers taking college classes.
that's us.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, usually what we do is we'll go to the college like on Tuesdays and Thursdays and take classes there, and then some of us are taking summer classes, and we're like trying to register for classes. So that's what we've been doing all morning, is trying to register for classes for summer and for fall. And it's been like the most stressful thing ever.
Yeah, like I've been putting it off for like 2 weeks straight up because I just don't. Because it's like you have to be there, like just sit down and like for hours and hours on end just check on classes.
And the thing is that you have to make sure you don't make a mistake, because if you make like a tiny mistake, you're gonna lose like a whole semester or something, and then you're gonna have to drop a class and try to figure out if you can get into a class like last minute. Like it's just like making sure that everything you're doing is gonna work out. And I feel like that's the stressful part. Like, what if you choose something that's not gonna work out?
In the long end, like you need those classes too. So I mean, like if you have a class that you don't in the middle of it, like you're taking it and you don't like it, you're like, oh shoot, I gotta commit to it now, you know?
Yeah, and it's, oh my god, there's some classes like that I've been so lucky. I've taken like pretty good classes and I've had really good professors. But there's some like oh my god, I have a friend that's taking humanities right now, and we all have friends, and like the professor. Yeah, are you taking that class?
I'm
too?
not, but my same.
Well, Jamil is. Jamil is taking that
Yeah,
class.
Jamil, Amy, right?
Amy, yeah.
Oh yes, that guy.
With this kid, bro, that guy is so bad.
This kid,
He's
a
whole
professor.
professor.
He's a professor.
So bad.
He acts like a kid.
And and it makes you really like, because you also want to try to graduate with your AA. But if you like professors, man, if you have really bad one, that can really mess up your whole thing.
I feel like I want to say something, and like I know like a lot of people listen to it, and some people that have come up to me, like they're like young, like freshmen type of stuff, or like so, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like I'd want them to do the same thing that I'm doing, but at the same time, like, it's also so stressful. Like,
It's so hard.
it is really hard and stressful. And like, sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, I wish I could be just like a normal high schooler, you know, like
Yeah.
that's taking like the basic classes, and like I'm just doing the bare minimum. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, like, what do I want for my future? And like, also you have to carry like your family on your back, and like, oh, like I have to do this, and all the, you know, expectations they have for you. And it's just like you're working so hard to get there, but you know, you don't necessarily have to. It's just like, bro.
But future me would say thank you.
That's the thing, is I'm all about like in the future I'm going to love myself so much.
Or
Right now
kill
I
myself.
hate it.
we're on the verge right now.
Guys, do not, like, they're
That was
gonna
a joke.
report us.
Please don't.
It's a joke. It's a joke, okay?
Yeah,
we
it's a
love
joke.
we love ourselves, we love each
It's
other.
definitely a joke.
Okay, well, I like this episode. I think like it's
Yeah.
a little
we're getting real. Like,
yeah.
Get it
But
real for real.
like I've like had that like kind of thought where like sometimes I'm like, well, like I wish I had like the normal high school experience. So because first of all, like I didn't change schools between middle and high school because this is a 6 through 12 school. And I just stayed from 6th grade and I stayed all the way until 12th grade. So I'm like, I never got like that, like, oh my gosh, you're a freshman, you're so new. I got that in 6th grade, but I never got that again in high school. So like sometimes like would that like have helped me? Like how would my life be different? But also I love this school, so I'm like glad I didn't leave.
Yeah, me
But-
too.
Do you guys feel pressured by your parents to like do an enrollment or like get straight A's or like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
there's
sure.
something. It's funny though, because my parents are very. Really so grateful for everything. My parents are so like, oh, if you get like bad grades, because my dad was a bad student and whatever, and he was like, if you got bad grades, it's whatever. Like we still love you, but whatever. But once I get a C, they're like, oh my god, what is this? Like
Yeah.
what's happening to you? And I'm like, oh, but I'm bringing it up, and they're like, yeah, but they're not super harsh on me, but. I know they like if I do something wrong, then they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
bro.
I know, and like when I tell people like, oh, my parents expect me to get honor roll, like it's not a big thing. Like if I get honor roll, they just be like, okay, like it's not like a big thing for them, because that's like I've always gotten honor roll. I've always been a good student, and I've always been like an A/B student. So when I get A's and B's, for some kids that might be like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. But for me, if I get a B, it's like you could
could've
get an
done-
A. You could have
yeah.
gotten an A.
That's like, oh my god, the other day I was like last year, so I've had my art class. So this is like a magnet school. So we all have like our own magnets and stuff. And I had like a 3.50 in that class, but I still had an A. And I told my dad like, oh, I passed with an A, and my dad was like, why didn't you get a higher grade? Like why didn't you get like a 3.9 or something? I was like, but I got an A.
Yeah.
I did it. I passed
feel
the
like
class.
sometimes, and also it's because of the groups that we have, like my friends, and I was thinking about that. I had like a whole breakdown like in second period or whatever, because I like I literally like failed at like a simple ass test, and I was like I had a breakdown. I was like, bro, like I'm doing so bad, this and that, and I went to the counselor, and the counselor was like, oh, let me see your grades, and she was like, oh, your grades are so amazing, and I was like, no, like my grades are like the worst they've ever been. Like I have 1C and like B's. It's like so bad. And she was like, no, what do you mean? They're like kids who would love to have your grades. And I was
I
like,
think that's what it gets compared to a lot is, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, other kids would be so happy to have your grades. But the thing is, I'm not happy
I'm not.
because this
Yeah.
is really bad for me. This is me at my lowest.
Yeah.
If I get all B's, like that's not good for me.
Yeah. And I was comparing myself to you guys, like even, and I'm like, bro, like if they can get honor roll, like straight A's, like, you know, like
Yeah.
freaking, what's it called?
Principal
Principal's
honor
honor roll, like why can't I? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then like it makes me feel so bad, and it's like, oh, but like you shouldn't compare yourself to other people and stuff, but like I feel like you can't help it.
Yeah, I think that's always been the thing. It's like, oh, don't compare yourself. Comparing is bad, but how can you not?
How can you not do
compare?
that? I also want to bring the point to Arisha, because Arisha is an amazing student.
Oh my
She's
God.
Yes, she is.
I think she's gonna get like her A-ish in high school and whatever. Like she is amazing. She gets like straight A's every semester and whatever. Like tell us about your experience. Oh.
Okay, so I kind of wanted to like address the whole what was it before? What we it was about taking classes. One, getting all those like dual enrollment classes is like really stressful because I started like the hustle to get my AA since the beginning of my high school year, and even before that I really wanted to. I've been stressing out about my social life, and that also affected me academic wise, which was an issue. The thing is, this is what I want to say. My parents, my dad especially, he used to always get really mad at my sisters and I whenever we get B's, literally. So he'd always want us to get A's and stuff, and I just kind of like always build up with that. But as I'm like the last person in the house now, because my sisters have gone to college, and he's also seen how much I've stressed out before over like how much work I've had. He was like, yeah, you could get a B, don't stress it, like it's fine. Like it's not a big deal for him now though if I get straight A's all the time. So, Carol's just playing with an ant the whole time.
Okay, guys.
Carol's just like,
I'm
There's an
listening.
ant
the
on.
whole
We're
time.
outside, by the way, so if you can like hear the outside noises, but we're outside and there's an ant on the ground.
She's just making
Carol's
a
just
pathway for
playing
the
with
whole
the
entire
ant.
time.
I'm so sorry.
I have ADHD, but I'm listening to her.
Can I ask you something? Do you think that him having that high expectation for like all of his children was good, or has it been like kind of led to like a downfall?
I think it's both good and bad. Good because we don't settle for less. And like we always are striving to get the best. Like we don't go for average or below average, you know. Like if we're not good if we get a C or a D or an F. Like obviously not an F, duh, but on anything, like we don't want anything lower than an A or a B. But it's a bad thing because like when you do get a B, even though that's actually pretty good, you feel bad. You're like, dang, why did I get a B? You know, I could have done so much better. And it's just like that whole entire standard been put up like, oh, continue getting straight A's. And everyone has always seen me as a straight A person. And since ninth grade, since the beginning of high school, I've always gotten principal honor roll except for before that. But everyone has always seen me as always getting straight A's. So now I have to live up to their expectations and then my dad's expectations too on trying to always get straight A's. And it just affects me mentally because I can't have space to do anything I want to do, you know, or like any leniency at least. But you get the hustle, so.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, but that's like pressure is hard. Like, I bet I'm not on you because Arisha, like, now when you're kind of known as like the smart girl, like everyone, like I feel like in either of one of us could like we can get a C and we'll be like, yo, what happened or whatever, but they'll be like, whatever. Whatever. You can just be like, I feel like for you it's more like, dang. What happened?
Like,
like,
she got a C? That's insane.
Yeah, but also, I feel like, don't care. Like, people's pressures, expectations, like, I know it's hard to not care. Because it's hard for me to not care.
I think that's like, everybody's like, oh, just don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And now I can't settle for less. Like, I expect myself to always get straight A's. If I get anything less, if I get a B in my grades, like, for example, I didn't turn in assignment for my broadcasting class, and I have an F in my grade book so far because that's the only grade put in. And for my English class too, there was only one grade put in, and it's a C. I'm like,
oh my gosh, let me tell you, the way my brain is going crazy. Not because I know it's only one assignment, and it's going to go up, and I know it's going to go up.
But now,
just the view of seeing that C in my grade book
is
horrendous. Killing my heart.
I used to have like last semester I got like just 2 B's and like straight A's, but I was so close to having a C, and I was already preparing myself mentally, like, oh, I'm gonna have a C, I'm not gonna be able to do this, because my mom, she's also like, oh, I let you go out with your friends and whatever just because you get good grades. Like, if you stop doing that, then you can't do anything. And I'm like, damn. But it was so horrendous, like seeing a C in your grade book and being like,
yeah.
Or doing a C because like you study and whatever, especially in my English class, like I'd be like doing the work. But you get a bad grade on it, and it's like
that is the worst thing possible, and especially when you think like, oh yeah, I did good, and then the score comes back and you got like a C or a D.
Yeah, and you're like, what?
Exactly. It just like makes you just like I don't know how to describe it, but it makes you feel like a failure.
Exactly.
Even though you're not a failure, and you know that you're not a failure, but just the feeling inside is not. It makes you feel like you've done nothing.
Yeah, for like that.
Like everything you've done is worthless.
Yeah, so that's academic validation, guys. And you know what? I feel like we all struggle, like whether it's in our own ways. Like for us, is this way, and like last time I got a C, like for the whole 9 weeks, I like cried for a whole weekend, and it was like the end of the world, right? Mm-hmm. But like I know for other people they have other problems, and like that's also valid. It's like okay, those are also problems.
Even just like social problems. Like the other day, like I think I was talking to Carol, and I was like, damn, I feel like I haven't hanged out with these people, and I like need a hug.
Proper grammar.
Oh my god, this might got a C on my test, y'all. Anyway, so I'm like, I feel like I haven't like talked to these people and like hanged out, like we
hung out.
But like we've all been in our own thing lately that we haven't like really seen each other and whatever, and it's like, damn, like I really need to also keep up the pace with them because I don't want to lose their friendship either, but I also want to do good in my schoolwork, so I have to. It's so like.
Yeah, I remember brushing on. I mentioned social life as well as
Yeah.
academic. Social life this year has gone completely downhill, but I've kind of learned to live with that now, and like I've become better at it. So now I'm just like mainly focused on academics, but obviously social life does impact the way you think about everything, because if you don't have like any close friends or like a friend group, like an actual friend group, like you just feel lonely. Like you go home, maybe no messages, never any calls or something like that. You're like, dang, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not really.
I
worth
think
It can like affect you so much mentally because I remember like.
I remember in what's it called? In a class that we just finished. I actually read some of it, didn't read all of it, but I read some of it, and it was talking about those who have less friends are more likely to like develop depression and anxiety and things like that, just based on the fact that they had very few friends.
But then you can also have like an excessive number, which also.
And then also those with an excessive number also showed that same amount.
Yeah. That's why I'm so happy to have you guys.
Oh my gosh, I love y'all.
I love you.
Aww.
So cute.
I like this episode. It's very, very heartfelt.
Yeah, it's just things that we're going through right now. Like we just finished our spring semester.
Yeah, we literally.
And
Oh my gosh.
Dude, we had it because we were me and Sway, we were taking SBC 1017, which that's
It's a speech
introduction-
communications.
yeah,
Speech
introduction of
communications.
speech communication. And that class, like I think that class was super fun. Not only because the professor was great, but
Mhm.
because like a lot of our friends was in that class. So
Yes.
we like that class became so like heartfelt and like fun and like cute.
Exactly.
I feel like although we're saying that we struggle and that it is hard, because it is, like I've had a great time, and like I'm so happy I got closer with you guys and like spend time with you guys and like have a college experience, which is great. But like there are bad times, there are good times as well. So I don't know. Yeah, like as much as it's hard and like stressful, it's also really fun if you're doing it with the right people, and if you like look around and look at the beautiful things, I guess.
Yeah, the fact that
Absolutely.
on campus
Yeah.
we would like be not on campus for like 70
Oh, don't tell them that.
Oh, I mean, we love campus. I love campus.
We're such amazing students. We never broke the
We
rules.
never break the rules. I don't even breathe on campus.
No,
That's how
me
good
either,
I
man.
am
Because I
studying.
want to preserve the oxygen.
And like it's fun, like these talks, and like I feel like I've also gotten closer with like my friends and everyone because of that. Like we be sometimes we call each other at night and we just be like studying, like literally
we
study
literally
groups.
just sit there and be on our computers.
Yeah, we won't even talk to each other. Like
Oh,
we
just have them for like more support and comfort.
Literally.
yeah, and then
That's
one time we'll be like, "Ha, you look like Shrek," and you'll be like, "Damn," and then we just go back to like. I love it. It's great.
Daniela gets herself in her little like blanket.
She's got, like, a
She
little
looks like-
burrito.
yeah, she has a little burrito blanket, and she like wraps herself and like she's like painting or whatever.
way.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, we've done study calls, and then there's other time where we just watch movies.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
cool.
A
Yeah.
movie. We've done that one time.
We've done
We
that one time. One time. We watched Megan, and I didn't even get to watch it.
Oh yeah, I finished watching it. That was mad goofy.
I watched it afterward, and that thing I was so dead.
It was
I
not a good
like,
movie. Please don't watch
What
it.
movie was it?
Megan.
Sorry. Y'all.
That thing
Megan.
was
It even sounds boring.
Yeah, but anyways, back on
back on track. We're so.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like there are some times where you really feel hopeless, though. Like
like
where you really are like F everything. I don't want to like curse, but
That's the point I am at right now, because let me tell you, I go through spurts of like doing so well and then
Mhm.
dropping. So like first 9 weeks, I got principal's honor roll all A's. Second 9 weeks, regular honor roll, like just A's and B's. That was it, and I was okay with that. And then third 9 weeks, I was stressing about getting principal's honor roll. I was trying so hard to get principal's honor roll, and then this 9 weeks, I'm like falling again, and I'm at the point where I don't care.
That's the thing. Yeah, me too. Like I get in the beginning of the year, I'm like super focused, whatever, and then once I just don't care anymore. Like it's like I literally be like looking down the balcony and be like, damn, like
whoa. Let's calm down.
Okay,
but
no, okay. I don't mean stuff sometimes.
theoretically, me too.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Mentally,
Yeah,
my
mentally,
brain's jumping
yeah.
off.
Mentally, my
Stop.
brain is jumping
But,
off,
like,
and
I'm-
you know what? There are times where I'm like, it like this is like a metaphor, but like life is moving on, and you know when like someone
You're
is
not
running,
moving
you
on
know,
with
yeah,
them.
you know when like you're running with someone, but that someone can run like more than you.
Mhm.
So you're like
You're just falling
trying,
behind,
yeah,
but
and you're
you're-
trying so hard, like you're running out of breath, and like
then you
your
get
legs
to
can't
yeah,
move
and then
anymore.
you get to a point where you're just like, you know what, whatever, they're always gonna be ahead of me. You just like stop. You're like, okay, I'll catch up to them later.
Like right now, I'm at the point where I'm like running out of breath, and like my legs are like hurting to the point where I'm like, oh, and it's just like you want to just like stop running,
Yeah,
but like you know you can't
But you
because it's
can't
literally
stop
live.
running.
It's like
Yeah,
live. You can't just stop doing it like that. So
Right.
it's just
gonna
like
keep moving on with or without you. You gotta go
Exactly.
along
Yeah.
with it. So
But I feel like as long as we also feel like that back again too, there's also so many great things. Like I feel as the year passed on, I get like closer with
Yeah.
people, and I get
I
more.
think
And it's more like, and then like every weekend now, I have like stuff to do and whatever, and it's like,
yeah, guys, we need therapy.
we
Yeah,
do.
we
This
do.
is our therapy. I'm sorry.
I love you guys.
Aww.
I love you. I love you.
I love you. You know how long it took for Carol to tell me she loves me?
Oh yeah,
Aw.
guys, I keep
Took
my
a
I
year.
keep my 3 month rule. You know, don't say I love you to anybody until you've known them.
I say I love you when I first meet you. That's
Literally, I did, like
Yeah.
the second time, I'm like, oh my gosh, love you, bye.
No. Like I don't know. I feel like the less you say it, the more meaningful it is once you do. Yeah. So like once I said it to Daniela, like Daniela was like jumping up and down.
Yeah,
Like she
I
was
was-
like.
Yeah. Also, but I'm not gay.
Oh yeah.
not like that.
Daniela has a boyfriend, guys. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in a friend's ways. Okay.
Yeah.
But
No,
do
but
love
I think
everyone.
that's something is like people like don't say they love their friends, but I love, my,
love my
friends.
friends.
I love
Like,
my friends.
I literally like y'all like damn. But yeah, like that's all I
Whole
can really say.
sentence, whole sentence.
I don't know. I feel like.
Yeah, I think having friends to support you, like in like with your academics, like having that friend group that, like we have a friend group that's very high achieving, that we all like strive to do our very very best, and I think having this like the friends that we have has helped us academically to
Yeah.
reach that kind of point.
Yeah, not even academically, like musically, too. Like 'cause, like Slade, Carol, and I, we're all musicians, and but Arisha, she's in broadcasting, and she does films and shit. Like it's like. Damn, like y'all, we're so talented for real. Like I'm not even gonna say it, like,
Literally.
but yeah, these people are like personally, they've helped.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes we feel it that way, but we don't necessarily say it. Like
Yeah.
I feel like we should say like to our friends and acknowledge, be like, I'm so happy I have you in my life, because if it wasn't for you, and for other things in our lives, of course, like I just, you know, it wouldn't be the same. So
I don't think we acknowledge it enough how important friends are.
friends
to
and
us.
family and like
And everyone really
yeah.
that's like there to support you and whatever.
yeah, we should really say it like to the people, like just actually say it, you know, be like, hey, like, you know, I love you.
Yeah.
Like,
Just like, by the way, like I just love you, and just they were like, oh, what's the occasion? Like, no, it's
No,
just
just, I
it's
love
just
you.
true. It just
Yeah.
Aw. God, is there a tree in here? It's getting so sappy. Jesus. No, but like, aw. Arisha,
yeah. So
I love you too.
tell all your friends you love. I love you, Arisha.
I love you guys.
Aw.
I love you guys. Anyway, but yeah,
No, but
like,
tell your friends that you love them, because
Yeah.
tell each other you love each other, because just like that small connection. First of all, to be told that you're loved is just it's an amazing
crazy.
feeling.
It's
First of
amazing.
all, so tell people you love them, and
And school's important, but also like don't think school is everything too. Because I feel like my mom's always been like. Sometimes I'll be like, no, I just want to stay today and like study and whatever. My mom will be like, go out with some friends, like do stuff. Like it's not.
yeah,
always
I
just
think
school.
that's my mom too, because I'll get so stressed on academics that I'll forget to live.
Yeah, that's why I remember. Was it last year that Arisha, you were doing like I think you were like signed up for 3 classes a semester in NBC plus our high school classes, and I was like, I was like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, she was like, "Girl, live." And our counselor was also like, "Why are you taking so many classes?" But the thing is, I don't have an outside social life, so I mean,
no.
yeah,
So if you
I
are
gotta
gonna
do what
start
I
having
wanna
one
do.
with us right now,
Huh?
with us
Well,
every
yeah.
weekend, party.
Oh.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying is
Right.
don't forget to live your life. And I think like when you're like very like academically like when you're very focused academically, that's something you can forget. And I know I've forgotten to do that. And then I'll like break down and be like, why am I sad? Like why am I sad? I don't know why I'm sad. And then I've realized, oh my gosh, I haven't seen people, like actually hung out with people just for fun in weeks.
Yeah, that's like, and plus you're going to missionary. I don't know how you're gonna do that.
Like, well, I don't know, but yeah, it's really hard, and like I feel like a lot of times we underestimate how important it could be and how
important friendships are and connections are.
yeah, like I feel like we underestimate it. I feel like I thought about it. I was like, it's not even that important. Like I don't need anybody, you know. Like and you're in that point where you're like, whatever. Like I don't need anybody, and I don't need to talk to anybody, and like
The teenage angst.
yeah. And you know what I realized is that sometimes we're like nobody's texting me, and you know this for a few cases because there are sometimes where you do text people and they're only replying, they don't also text you, but like sometimes you do have to like text first and let that person know that you're there, that way they can, you know, reciprocate that feeling. Because like I used to be like, oh, nobody's texting me, nobody's calling me, like I never go out, but then I was like, why don't I invite them?
Talk to other people.
So I was like, Daniela, let's go out, and she was like, I bet. And then we'll go out, and then, you know, so it'll be cool.
Like, yeah, you gotta. I always am the one to like start everything, and I'm proud of it. I don't care. Like,
Exactly.
like whatever. Yeah, like I'm always the one to be like, hey, want to do something, or like just the first one to text or whatever. Like I don't care. Like,
And that's not a bad thing. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm always like the instigator. I'm always the one that's making all these plans. But that's okay. That's good. I'm that person, and we need those people. Because if you never do that, none of them go out either.
Yeah. So
Like they're not all of a sudden just one day gonna up and just be like, oh, I'm gonna make plans today.
Although I'm gonna say this, if you have been doing it for a long time and they don't give this energy back,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, talk to me, text me. You know what? Look for me. I will. Yeah, like talk to us. I will answer to you, because you know what? It's also not cool to always be texting first. It's also not cool to always be looking out for that other person. That person's like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Like, no, look for me. I'll reciprocate to you. Like, you can start for a little bit, but if they don't give the same energy back, like,
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely not.
Bro, I posted something on my note literally yesterday too.
Oh, yeah.
And it said, don't spend time on people if they don't reciprocate. Like,
yeah.
it needs to be a 50-50 thing. And I was gonna say, I don't think that some people understand the importance of having good connections and friendships, even if it's with like a couple people. Because about the going out thing, the last time I ever went out with friends and stuff like that was probably May of last year. So it's been a while, and then like not having a what's it called, a friend group anymore. So it's kind of like you need to have those connections, you know, like even if it's 2-3 people, even one person, like if you go out or like connect and balance your academic life with your social life, then you should be fine. Because if you're having like issues on one thing more than the other, you just need to try to find a way to balance it and find those select people that are there for you and that you connect with properly. So that's my input on that. But
Yeah.
connections are very important.
Yeah, that's like, and that girl. Welcome to the club, sis.
Literally,
I invite you to the whole.
literally, welcome to the TGTT friend group.
Oh my god, guys, we should call table talkers, like the people that listen to us.
Oh my gosh,
table talkers,
That's so cute.
right? Are you guys okay with us calling you table talkers?
Table talkers would be like them talking. Table talkers.
Oh.
No, well, they could comment on it. Yeah, they could comment.
Tables.
No, we're like, no, I feel, because we're teen girl table talk, so I feel like table
I think table talkers is so cute.
because I mean they can also put their input if they wanted to.
And I know, like, my friends have, like, texted me and stuff when they listen to the podcast, like, their thoughts on it, and, like, they, like, have, like, whole discussions in, like, the group chat, like, about the podcast. So,
Like,
they are talking.
And their tables.
In their tables, I
In
guess.
their own personal tables. Okay, so in conclusion, academics is not everything. It's good to have it, but you need to focus on both academics and social. You need to focus on your mental health and stuff around you rather than just academics, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about friends a lot today also, but get good friends that have good grades. And you might think that's silly, but no, when you have friends that are high achieving and they also value school as much as you do, or they value school more than you do, then you will also learn to value school.
Exactly. Like, hang out with people with the same standards as you. Don't go for less in anything.
Literally, never go for less.
Not academic wise, but that too. If you're like an over like academic like achiever and stuff like that, but if you're not and you're like going like with the flow and stuff like that, I'd say just in general go with people that have the same morals and standards as you.
Yeah.
Because not everyone likes like going so into academics, even though it's like good for you and stuff. But any person that has like the same values as you or is aiming for the same exact thing, you should look more into them. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so
Surround yourself with good people.
anyway,
And
yeah.
That was us. That was
us just
episode.
ranting
Yeah.
for a half hour. Hope you enjoyed our little quartet today.
And
Goodbye, table talkers.
oh yeah. See you next time on
G to the T, Team Girls Table Talk. Ooh!